a good day to be a little prince. We're going to be continuing in. We're on day 12. And great request from our longtime pal, Serial GG in chat. Let me show you the rooms that I am using. Let me show you the rooms that I am using. Day 12. So, in the last run, I only did a partial day because my food arrived and I wanted to eat it. So, if we take a peek... Oops, I believe it is R for the room repository. So, here are some of the places that we have been. Last time, like, these are some of my favorite rooms just because I like doing puzzles. We found the wine cellar for the first time. Music room for the first time. Rumpus room was a really exciting one, but that was a few back. Haven't seen the pool in a while. Huh. Haven't seen locker room, sauna, and pump room. That's exciting. Library, I want to go back to because there's a book that I checked out which has some more instructions for the utility closet. I also learned the pattern in the utility closet. Mail room, that's right, we have another package there. Code check, totally forgot to drop off my key card there. Aquarium, I feel so awesome having found an aquarium. That feels awesome. And the antechamber is room 46. Heh. Wait, I'm slightly confused. If there are bedrooms, hallways, and green rooms, how can we have all of these rooms? So there's more than 45 rooms. I mean, this was apparently clear since the very beginning of the game. What? By the way, big reminder, no spoilers. If you spoil, you'll die. You'll just spoiling it, and you'll get modded out. All right, we have some of these rooms. I wonder if this means that I need all of just these rooms in there. Okay, hallways, green rooms. I wonder if there's always blue rooms in here. Just lots and lots of questions. A few shops. A couple of red rooms. Not sure what the gymnasium is about, but I know that I can turn off the power to it, so I kind of want to do that. But, I mean, my overall strategy is honestly, go, 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 go. Just keep going through days, keep going through days, keep going through days. Because I think the more that I go through days, the more interesting, new, fresh things will occur. Sharkbait DLS gifted 5 subs. A happy Wednesday to you, Sharkbait. Thank you warmly. Now, I mean, I kind of want to pick the parlor, but the den is perfect here. But what am I talking about? Let me back up. Sharkbait DLS, thank you warmly. Let me explain what I'm doing in this. I just want to keep going through the game, because I think that, like, mentally, I'm in this place where most puzzle games are stop, look, make sure you don't miss anything, because you're going to need to keep coming back. But the whole structure of this game is that you just keep getting re-reminded and stuff. Oh, other super important thing that we learned recently is that red notes lie. All right, so we got a trunk there. Bedroom would be nice, but mailroom is absolutely what we're going to be doing. Now here, a couple interesting things. There is a little note here that I'm not quite sure how to read it. This, we figured out how to make them all purple. It says 5 purple indicators are needed to activate the 6th. More detailed instructions will be sent by electronic mail. So that I kind of want to remember as well. Oh, that's it? I mean, I'm pretty excited that Klay Thompson has sent me a package. I mean, that's the most thrilling aspect of this. I mean, I really think Steph Curry is not as good as people give him credit for without Klay Thompson, if we can agree. And it's probably because Klay Thompson is giving Steph Curry a fucking sleeping mask, gems, and keys. Oh, my threes, they keep going a little long. Let's get some gems in those pockets, Curry. There you go. And with that, you now know everything that I know about basketball. Whew, that was close. I almost needed to keep talking about basketball. I don't know anything at all. If you need me to name a third player, I'm going to struggle, okay? All right. Give me the mask. Ding, ding. All right, brief scannies. That makes me super motion sick. Okay. So this is what was being referenced till the end of that sentence. So I used to live in Oakland, California. And while living in Oakland, the Golden State Warriors, down the freeway, Steph Curry, all the rage, Golden State Warriors, win after win after win. And I learned that they were a very winning team because people would ask me, where are you from? And I'd say, I'm from Oakland. And they'd go, ugh, the Golden Gate Warriors are so overrated. And I literally thought they were talking about people that worked on the bridge or interacted with the bridge. Like, I mean, this is how out of touch with traditional sports I am. I was like, you mean, is that like people that walk across the bridge every day? Like Golden State Warriors? Is that what that means? I didn't get it. And then I learned it was a basketball team that people just hated for that period of time. And then I think some of them like went to other teams like Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson and Steph Curry and two others that I'm probably supposed to know, but I'm trying my hardest. Is it Golden State Warriors? Golden Gate Warriors? I don't know, man. I don't know. If you want me to identify more, I just told you before, I said all the knowledge that I had up front in that joke. That's all I got. Open the key, please. Key inside the trunk. Car keys. Thrilling. I feel like garage would be super sick. Parlor. Love the parlor. Absolutely going to do this. Robo Blake says, under the impression there would be no sports in chat. A fair point. So is it the Golden State Warriors? It's not the Golden Gate Warriors? Alright, well, I fucking suck. Alright. The gems are in a box that is actually blue. What does that mean? Alright. The gems are in a box with the word blue on it. Ah. So by definition, the null statement is allowed to be true, right? The null statement has a truth value. So let's just do this. If this is true, the gems are in a box with the word blue on it. It could be in this box. Gems are in a box that is actually blue. So I think that probably this is not going to be hardcore mathematical. I assume that this doesn't have a statement and that the average bear is supposed to interpret this as this is statementless. So this is neither true nor false, which means that one of these has to be true and one of these has to be false, is how I'm assuming the game is presenting this to me. So given that assumption, which could be wrong, but given that assumption, it says the gems are in a box with the word blue on it. If this is a false statement, then the gems are in a box that doesn't have the word blue on it. So couldn't be in this, couldn't be in this, could be in here. So if this is false, the gems are in a box that is actually blue. This could be false. So this would be, if this is false, then this is false. So I think that has no truth value, or this one has no truth value. I think that's how the game wants me to interpret it. So that can't possibly exist, because that would be two false boxes and a box with no truth value. Therefore this, let's assume it's true. The gems are in a box with the word blue on it. So if that's true, this needs to be false. The gems are in a box that is actually blue. So it should be in this one, because that would make one true, one false. All right. I think that's a reasonable assumption. I think that's reasonable. All right. Okay, so we're in a patio, so that's pretty good. I don't want to use the breaker box yet, but I'm going to do the patio. Spread gems in each green room, so hopefully I can find a conference room. There's that darn statue again. I'm going to lower my table. Yeah. What about the grill? What's the grill mean? We got Doit. We got two Doits. Let's do a right side drive. I mean, spare room or bedroom. I don't want the spare room yet, I think. Any crates for the ingrates? Passageway is kind of... These are both kind of gross. I mean, passageway is the least awful for us. And I have gems to spare. I don't think there's any reason why I shouldn't do this. I mean, it's that or the utility closet, but I like to keep my options open. Ed, I'm so glad to see your head. You know, I'm rounding up. Happy 10 years, Ed. Man, how are you? I've been AFK. So, let's see. I'm going to keep going northward, I think. Oh, I've never gotten the boiler room, but this adds these more things to this, but I don't know what power source means. So, boiler room is likely what I'm going to select, because I've never seen it. There you go. I see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh yes. Oh. And what could this mean? Well, I mean, I want to power this guy up. Interesting. All right, so I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts thus far. Excellent. Got it. Okay. Just want to get a higher view, and then I'll explain some of the stuff that's going through my brain. I just leave the room. Awesome. Okay, so here is loosely what I am interpreting is going on here. So this is a power source. And these pipes represent connections of steam. So I assume that this is like a boiler that is boiling water. And if I turn this off, it's not generating any more steam. It seems totally logical, seems totally reasonable. So if I do something like this, is there any way to get... So I have played through... Wow, there's another dirt thing here. So there's dirt here in the boiler room and 2 dirts in the patio. Hot dang. So my assumption is that, having played Riven, Myst, The Dig, having been a classic point-and-click adventure game gamer, there's very likely going to be things that need to get powered up by connecting and rotating these pipes in various ways. But what necessarily do things mean? Like this one I think is straightforward. This is just, where does the steam go? So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look around. I'm going to ask, is there anywhere else for this to go? No, this is the one exit pipe. So we're going to turn on the boiler. So now we can take steam and we can pump it this way. So I'm going to assume that steam powers things. So let's go ahead and rotate this so this exit connects like this. So this should activate this door, which it does. Terrific. But if I want this to be able to lower this bridge, I'll need to just rotate this a few times. So now, this goes across here. Perfect. And before I do anything else, I actually want to halt for a moment and go back up. Because right now, this should be putting pressure through these pipes here and through these pipes up this way. Just want to make sure I see where it's emitting from. Yep. Great. Okay, excellent. So we have a little lock here, but at least we can investigate from this side a bit. So this is now going up into here. And what could that mean? This could mean a lot of different things. Stuff things. Shit, even. So what I think is interesting about this is that there's not really the most convenient way to power this outside of, like, here. And it's another boiler. Got it. So, this allows me to get a second power source going. Because my assumption is that if I'm piping stuff up here, one of two things is true. I either need both of these powering this central source. At the very least, this one has a pipe that's coming out here that will allow me to lower this elevator. So that's great. Okay, so we're going to rotato-potato this. Nice. So I now have a second boiler on. So I just want to come back here and make sure that it's not affecting this boiler. Okay, cool. Super Rodan says, I do want to say that Rotated Potato has entered my lexicon outside of streams. I say it to my wife 4 days a week. So give her a hug. We're in bed, I give her a hug. And then when it's done, I say, all right, I'm going to rotate a potato. And then I, like, turn around. Because I always sleep on my left side. Now, generally with these valves, the way the valve is pointing is the way that things are flowing. So this is probably the last thing that we're going to do is get both of these pumps heading up here. I don't know what this box is about, though. So let's go ahead and continue our checkaronis and say, what happens here? So this is granting power of some sort. I'm not sure what this connects to. But by goodness, it's red, baby. So this, if I rotate this way, this is putting steam through this side. So now I'm going to rotate a potato this. Let's find out what's up. Aha, and here's the third one. Okay, cool. Obviously, it's not getting any of its things in. So this will need to be powered. Here's the third boiler. Ah. So let's do this last, shall we? So let's smush that into there. So that's one of them. Yeah, so it is what we thought before. It's 3 steam pipes need to go into the boiler. Great. So if I rotate a potato this deactivates, but this is generally okay as long as this bridge is going across. I still am not entirely sure what this red box is about, though. That's all right. We'll just do it one by one. So now, 2 things happen. We have the bridge to be able to get across, and there should be a platform there. And this is getting power up to it, which is great. And now we can come back here and put this up. So now we should have 3 steam vents and a passage to walk back in order to activate whatever the heck this thing is. Here's the top of the elevator. Perfect. This might have melted the ice in the freezer. Now this is very interesting indeed. So first we're going to do some tests. What happens if I do this? Ah yes, much like a classic point-and-click adventure game puzzle, once you've solved it, you can use stuff for other things. But, so the only question I have now is, what could possibly be the difference between these rooms? What? Oh, there's... Wait, what? I see. I see. So, it can continue to send power down as long as that corresponding boiler is pushing steam through there. Okay. But since I need to open this, I will need to do 3 things. Okay, it's still turning. Maybe it was a bug? I don't know. I'm gonna assume from here on out that it is an animation glitch, unless otherwise noted. Metro Zero, thanks for the gifted 5. Thanks for the gifted 5, you little sweetheart. I'm loving Blueprints Gaming. And by the way, for those who are curious, yes, I'm playing Blueprints next week, but I'm sneaking in Monster Train 2 to see if that's... see if it is worthy. Very curious about this red box, though. So this, we need to be here. So this means we can't actually do both. Oh, we can do both, huh? So I don't really know what this red thing is, but I want it. Okay. And now, because this is down, which we needed to do to activate all 3 of these, how can we get up? Well, we can keep... we can do like this, and flip this switch in order to get back up. And then, now, this is not providing any steam to this main thing. I don't know what this is. This boiler is providing steam over here and not to the main thing, and yet the main thing is still spinning, so it looks like it needed like a little kickstart. I mean, archives, it's gotta be. This turkey knows what he's doing, huh? This game developer really gets it, huh? Alright. I'm a sucker for going backwards in life. No. No. Down the hatch. Let me tell you something. It is indeed Wednesday, my dudes. Where is that laundry machine? Huh. Are any missing? I wonder if one of these lets me click on it. Probably wouldn't make sense unless I had the key to it, though. Huh. Alright. I feel that I have done something good, but I don't know why. Still looking for library, garage. Why not? Literally, yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, we've done it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ashuman saying, what are your current goals in the game? My current goal was getting to this book, and we got there. Water control panel. Whether you're using a single tank system or an array of pumps, the water control panel serves as a central hub to your EPCW system. Panels fit with a number of buttons equal to your own home's needs. One button for each different water source on the estate. Really? Function is simple. Press a button to select the water source you'd like to adjust. For example, if you wish to drain or fill your pool, simply press the button labeled pool. Regardless of the number of pumps or water sources being used, water can only be adjusted from a source if its corresponding button is selected. Flat Luigi says, I do like the first thing Day9 checked out from the library is an electronics manual. Well, there'd been other things that had implied that we could actually get. Oh, dude, that's my mouse cursor. Dude, I literally looked at my monitor and I saw the mouse cursor there, and I went, and tried to remove it. Sorry. Yeah, no, but like we have the way to turn the pump white, or excuse me, to turn a button white. But why? What would be the reason? So it says that there's source labels here, but we don't actually have these source labels yet. You select the source using the water control panel. The next step is to set the pump associated with that source pump either in or out. Huh. So this selects them. Be connected to more than one tank, allowing you to store and retrieve even more water. Use water control panel to select the water source. Use pump lever to set water flow direction. Okay, so what we need to do is we have the utility closet where we can get the water control panel. We need to get the email to be able to understand what the labeling of each thing is, and then we need to find this pump room, which we get by drafting the pool, I believe. And then once we get this, we can use that to empty the pool, which will allow us... Yep, look at this, pump room. And there's something floating in the pool, which we'll be able to get. Got it. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to make a point, and then I need to use the restroom. I've been trying to hold it because I really wanted to play through an entire day, but I need to do this. Here's a thing that this game does that I think is subtle, but really, 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 really important. Like, and I feel that it's so profound, seeing this and feeling it, and I don't have a good articulation for it, so I'm going to try to do this one shot right now. Here's what I think is really profound. What this game could have done is the following. It could have been that this book itself was on the table, and that I go and read these instructions and I get this valuable piece of information. But notice what the game did. The game said, no, you have to choose a book to check out, and the next time you're in the library, you'll see that book. Now, from like a designer perspective, what are we doing? Why do that? Why not just put the book on the table, you know? Here's what I think is going on. I think that I think that there is an emotional component to anticipation that is just fun, right? I pull the lever in the slot machine. It doesn't say if I win or lost. It spins for a little bit, and then it tells me if I won or lost. This is like a well-researched thing. This is why slot machines in so many games do this sort of thing. This is why in a ARPG you get an item and it's unidentified, so then you have to identify it. It's why when you give someone a present, you wrap it, so they get some anticipation as they're opening it up, and then they get it. So that's like a known thing. But from a like functional gameplay standpoint, here's the profound thing that I think is happening. I think that by saying make a choice, next time you're here, you'll get it. It makes you want to do another run where critically you get exposed to more goals. Now, I want to talk about this idea of a goal plus exposure. I see this a lot in strategy games, where I'm a new Magic the Gathering player. I have a cool dragon, and I put it in my deck because I want to cast the dragon. What about the other cards in my deck? Well, I don't know what I'm going to draw, and therefore I get exposed to cards I might not have considered using. And I get exposed to lots of different situations. And I might play some 2-mana creature and go, hey, this 2-mana creature is pretty good. And that want to play with the dragon is what is motivating me to play right now. But then I get exposed to this new, to the power of this, whatever cheaper card. And then what that exposure does is it gives me a new want. Wow, this 3-mana creature with Death Touch? This is really good. Are there other cards like this? So then it helps you get a different want. What else could I get that is good like this? Same sort of thing happens in Dota. Oh, I want to get a Battle Fury because it is an item that gives me Cleave. And Cleave is really good for killing enemy creeps really quickly that lets me get my farm really quickly. So, okay. Players get the Battle Fury for the Cleave. Battle Fury also gives you a good amount of health regen. Hey! Now that I'm getting exposed to the benefits of health regen, my eye starts paying attention to this a little bit more. I think that it is very easy in a game to make things overly one-dimensional. To make it that, like, hey, you found the library, you got the information. Done. Or in an item sense, in an ARPG or in Dota, like, oh, I want to get damage, so I will buy a Sword of Damaging. It does plus 20 damage, and that's it. It's so linear that when you have a one-dimensional want, I want damage, you get one-dimensional exposure. Here's what it feels like to get more damage. Good games say one-dimensional wants gives you multi-dimensional exposure. And I feel like I see this in story-driven games. You need to go to this town Screw it, let's use Fallout 1 again. You need to go to Vault 15 to find the water chip. And you start traveling to Vault 15, and then you run into Shady Sands, which is your first town, where you start to get quests, and then there's a quest to go to the Raiders, so you go south to the Raider encampment, and then you go back up, and they also tell you about a location that's Junktown. So then you go to the vault, right? Like one goal, whole bunch of other things in the way that exposes you to different wants and different things. I've never quite seen a puzzle game do this brilliantly. I've never quite seen a puzzle game that says, hey, I'm going to create a breadcrumb that gives you constant dynamic, you're going through this manner, getting different rooms, giving you exposure to different new goals. I swear to God, I play a lot of puzzle games on Mondays, and all of you should come join me in Mostly Walking, where we play old point-click adventure games. This happens a lot. Okay, we need to get the sword. There's a puzzle, I solve it, I get the sword. Okay, now what? It's like I don't know what my wants are. I don't know what I want to do. And I just think this is a marvelous little technique that this game is doing all over the place, where you need to revisit things. It gives you a wish, and then you need to make a completely new manner to help satisfy that wish and curiosity, and it's just constantly exposing you to new questions. I mean, I just think that this is A+ design. To reward myself for that little rant, as inarticulate as it may have been, I will now use the restroom, because I know how to treat myself right.